I'm in danger.
All right, I'm just gonna do the throw in real quick, and then we can talk the logistics. Hi, I don't know if this is working. My name is Todd, and this is SideQuestsLive. Welcome back. It's been a little piece since we came. So God bless scheduling. Anyway, really happy to be back. So welcome back to SideQuestsLive. Thank you very much to our listeners, and hey, little fun fact for the other players at the table. For a hot minute, we were like, all of a sudden I got a bunch of hits on the podcast. I was like, oh, okay, where's this? And I can look up the country. So, China. I'm not scared at all. I think it's the AI scraping the internet. So I, for one, welcome our AI overlords. Welcome to the show. Anyway, everybody else, you're welcome here too. So I will. All right, thank you. And and you'll be playing. There you go. I think, yeah, I think he's nice. Philip Hopper, the Phase Hippo. I love that so much. And I'm Todd, and I'll be playing Tom, the archaic human ex-colonist popsicle, brain damaged Fry. I'm Fry. Let's call it what it is. I'm Fry. Aw, that's so kind. I think I broke the espresso machine. It's what I do. And none of this would exist or happen without the storyteller. Our storyteller, Devin!
You have captured the evil governor, and you have more or less freed the people of Knotwood, most of whom joined the resistance just for the opportunity to be around and to be led by Emperor Riku Roseheart. So the rebellion is going great. You have access to the interplanetary radio station. You've got access to whatever of the Alliance ships and gear that was left on the moon, which is also good because the fruit bat is essentially running on fumes at the moment.
We're at 2%.
Which is like pretty close to fumes. The only real snag in your plan is that part of the entire rebellion was based around being able to decode and broadcast the black box from the APEP. But when the top of the line hacking android plugged itself into the black box, it exploded, which was a surprise for everyone involved.
Except for me.
I have a bit of a sad, honest revelation. I screwed up the microphones. So can we just do the names and hellos one more time? I got the recap. I'm a damn idiot. There we go. I'm a fool. So let's go around the horn one more time. Let's start with Francois.
Hello, I'm Francois, and I'm your friendly face hippo, Philip Hopper. So the galactic version of the Canadian house hippo.
Beautiful. Nullius?
Oh, I am Nullius Fox, playing MacPack, and I am far less friendly, but Canadian house hippos are truly adorable.
Oh, they are amazing.
Treasure.
Google
Yeah.
that right now. And of course, Devin, the storyteller you heard, recapping there. And I am Todd, still a fool, still playing Fry, and proving it, putting my money where my mouth is. All right, thank you.
At least
Sorry
you
to interrupt.
realized the microphone was off as opposed to waiting till the end and being like, oh, record button wasn't pressed.
And when he's not here, some of us 80s people be like, Fry. He's sick.
I invented the thing longer. All right.
So have you all spent your pips?
No, these two have not. I think Philip was about to tell us the pips spent. And Tom has yet. I still have 1 pip left to spend.
So
but-
I bumped my deflect to a D12.
Nice.
Ooh, that's sick.
I think I was at the D10 before.
I'm not tracking that. I've only tracked ship skills so far.
Okay, and Naya, I think I bumped Neutrino to D8.
Ooh.
Okay, cool. That is a 1 pip increase.
Very nice.
And we thank you very much because you are the only one with neutrino capabilities at the moment.
I
Yeah,
think-
Brendan
Because Vanessa is out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, the big bad of any role-playing game, scheduling.
Okay, so
Schedule.
Time.
so does that mean Philip took so that was a 1 pip. So does that mean that Philip went from a D8 to a D12 in deflect?
I think so. Like I just
Okay.
looked around
That's
and
fine.
I made sure that I am 21 pip. So it should
Great.
be
Cool. As long as that's the case, I'm just reducing it. Just wanting to make sure that you didn't put it into any other starship skills. So, but yeah, thanks for the neutrino boost. That's cool.
Yeah, that's
Basically,
very-
my ship skills are D6, EMP, D10, EMP, repair D8, shield D10, pilot D6, and neutrino D8.
You've got a D8 EMP right now.
Okay, so I was at a D10 deflect, so I bumped it to D12 and I put 1 in EMP.
Okay, so you're now, yeah, okay, so D10 EMP neutrino D8. Tom, anything for you?
Yeah, so I've decided I'm going to bump my plasma arc sword up by 1, so that makes it a D10. I'm going to bump up my lasers, shipboard lasers, all the way up to a D12.
Oh,
So
nice.
that's 1 pip increase. And then and brace yourselves. This is big. Tom figured out where the goddamn warp button is.
Ooh.
He was like taking an
Oh.
online course and was like, wait a minute.
I can love it.
And like reading this book, which is like warp skills for dummies. It's like super quantum mechanics for dummies. And he finally got to the chapter where he's like,
And finally, now scrolled up to a D6.
it's a D6. So it's not great,
Nice.
but it exists. I feel that
Thank
character
you.
arc is now complete.
So this is the first time I actually have to put a D12 on my spreadsheet. So now I have to do additional color formatting, which Of course,
So
I
while
enjoy.
while you do that, we will.
Oh no, I have an additional pet to spend.
Ah,
Sorry. So we've got Tom and them sorted out. Can I sort that out on the fly though, and you can keep going?
sure. Well, I guess the next question is what do you
We
all
do-
want to do?
Like,
Well,
are we
MacPack seems
able
down in the
to-
engineering room making some fixes and trying to figure out what to do with our remaining fuel because just seems to be tinkering in this weird spreadsheet thing, whilst leaving Tom and Philip to chat.
Okay, this is a wild idea.
Yes, Tom?
We're gonna pull a pauper and a prince.
Oh.
I'm
A
gonna call
pauper?
this
Well, we
Like-
should
pauper
probably
and-
check
like
with the...
Philip Popper? Like Philip Popper?
No,
A
no,
popper?
not
like
pauper. Pauper. See, back in my time, they had exaggerated amounts of poverty, and people who were like super poor were sometimes called paupers. But then there was this prince, and this prince was like, living large, but it just by some fluke of nature, the prince looked exactly like one of the paupers, and the prince wanted out, so they made it. Anyway, there was like, it's the switcheroo.
While
It's the
typing in a
switcheroo.
spreadsheet right now, MacPack just starts singing, Prince and Pauper, Junior and Whopper, a world made out of silver and copper, under our own volition.
You know it.
Let's take a change of position.
Those individuals weren't, well, one of them, a terrible human being. Anyway,
Right, sorry.
it's all
Sure.
good. So I have a crazy idea, and you can all tell me to go right to hell. But the idea is, we call that girl who was searching for us, or did we murder her?
Snake Eye?
Yeah, Snake Eyes. We tell her we're gonna surrender with the ship, but
Wait.
Like, we're literally
then we
on a
get
planet that
her
is
to
rebel
bring the
against
emperor, and then we pop in with our emperor, and we like swap them.
Wait. Maybe. I like where you're going, but I'm just wondering if we can leapfrog it a little bit.
That's a different game. but
so-
I'm down. I bend over.
Uh,
I like get down squat position.
We have to make sure the actual emperor likes it this way.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
we have a cloaking device.
Oh,
We
is
need
it
to
finally
get it
installed?
installed.
Oh.
No, did we get it installed yet? If not, it's the thing we should frickin' do. Can we make this the priority? Like, we've got the device. All it is.
I will
is just, like,
say
take the time.
while you guys were dealing with the insurrection portion of last game, Tucker was installing your cloaking device.
Well, that's
Okay.
good because the
Yes.
next book
Okay.
on my pile was cloaking devices
So let's
for
do
dummies.
the Prince and Pauper without just by directly. If we can figure out a way to swap them out, because the Emperor has been broadcasting their face as our Emperor's face, and having to hide behind their own mask, basically maintaining the face of the Emperor, which is allied with us. All we have to do is kind of get in there and switch him out.
And murder anyone who tries to stop it.
Well, yeah, it would be nice to have a little space pad along the way, because, cloaking device, but whatever. But regardless, the whole idea is
Guaranteed,
that
the
we
first
could
shot,
leapfrog
cloaking
it.
device destroyed. That's I'm just calling it now.
Oh, absolutely. The whole idea of the cloaking device specifically is to get somewhere before people are looking for us. Because once they are looking for us, then they roll shit. But if we have the cloaking device enabled and no one's looking for us, then it means that no one's looking for us. That's when you really have a perfect cloak. So is there a way that we can work out to get in and do a swap? Because that would be the quickest way to really facilitate any change goals. But if we do that route, we should talk to the prince before we
Right, we do
try
want
to,
to
well,
confirm.
the
before
emperor.
Yeah.
I was saying prince because of Popper,
Oh,
but
right.
that reference didn't scan.
I'm gonna accidentally call him Prince. I know it.
We're gonna call him Prince Emperor as opposed to Popper.
Principal.
Oh, you mean
Principal.
Mary-Kate and Ashley situation?
Oh wait, is Principal the
I will have
long
to take your word
version
for it.
of Prince? Because like
Look,
it's like Christopher, Principal.
You say Principal, I start thinking Pussifer, and my ADHD brain goes to thinking about that admittedly very good song by A Perfect Circle called Pussifer. And I should not start singing it right now.
I can't afford that copyright strike.
It's a good song though.
All right, so the plan is to sneak the actual emperor into onto home planet so that he can swap with the fake emperor.
Well, I don't know. I'm just getting ahead of myself. I don't know the context.
Yeah.
And to be fair, both PC and so we should RP it that somehow this is affecting MacPack is not able to have their typical Todd, please edit this out. I have not been able to have my medication.
No,
I have
no
not.
problem. That's all good.
I should have probably said
All
that
good.
in advance. But
no worries.
And
So,
anyone in Toronto that has a family doctor, that would be great to refer me to, but I don't have that. So that's for
no problem.
the side effects.
Okay. Man,
Okay, back on. I'm fine.
So,
but
we do need to ask our Principal if they're willing to go for the Prince Popper.
Wait,
also, we need
Philip
to
wanted
find
to say something.
the prince. Sorry, go ahead.
You mean the Ashley, right?
Yes.
In the Mary-Kate and Ashley situation. Look,
Yes.
I'm grown on it. Philip and Hopper it was not that popular.
No, it's okay. That's in reruns right now in your universe.
Yeah, this I'm more.
I think they're just about to get.
No one
Fuller
tell
House.
him that Braveheart wins
What? Oh no.
the Oscar.
But the big question I have now is that we went to see the Night Terror, and we saw that there was something. So that part has kind of a truth behind it.
Yep.
So what do we achieve with swapping the Emperor? Like, do we even know what Emperor Riku that we have, what his final goal is?
I think I can answer that in terms of we know that the current emperor, the one falsifying right now, is not doing so well. So far, it seems. But we do know that they're hoarding a bunch of fuel right next to the border and doing nothing with it, aside from sending one ship out there that got totaled.
Well, lots
what
of
we
ships,
also
but yeah.
Yeah, but the ship that we found, we knew was the big one, but that thing was fucking full, and they're not doing anything with it. And what we do know is this one does not seem to have agreed to their prisoner. It's the one that everyone liked. This
Okay.
one people don't seem to not like. We can judge that along the way. We've killed Satan at the last minute before, if it really comes down to it. But in the meantime, it feels like what we could do is take this figurehead for better or for worse and hope that they're a good person, because once we actually uncover to be like, hey, this is the emperor that you thought you were listening to, this is the one that you have actually been listening to.
Okay,
And then
yeah.
Well,
get them to go to actual emperor and say like, look dude, we got to combine and fight the fucking night terrors because we saw what it is. Here's the flight recorder. And
Yeah.
I will hack into it because I was able to and not die, and my device is my most powerful skill.
Yeah, that's
that's kind of the crux right now. If you want to find out more information about these things that you are being told half informations about, you have to decode the black box from the APEP.
I'm gonna plug into it.
I'm gonna stand by with a bunch of spare parts and a fire extinguisher.
We'll sing a song.
Damn, please be good.
I'm
I'm gonna flick just to make it easier for me to see. Booyah! 10 plus 1.
Oh yeah!
Ooh, critical success.
Very
On a
nice.
12. It was a D12.
But
but
still, it was a very good roll. So the first important question, MacPack. So you are a hobbled together droid that is constantly picking up new tech and implanting it within your own body. How much new stuff do you have on your person or your android self? Let's say anything that was created within the last, 5 years.
There was one piece. I don't remember what it. MacPack cannot remember a lot of the technology that has been put on before the awakening at the outcome of this the stand or the outset of this adventure. But MacPack does remember during wandering around the junkyard and picking up one particular item, and I don't remember what it was, but there was one item. I think it had to
And
do
if it
with
was
the
from-
tricorder adaptation.
Yeah. If it's from a junkyard, probably not going to be new enough. So the second that MacPack plugs in, the first thing that happens is what you have come to predict. The second that you are plugged into the black box, you get
Run.
that same run. And the entire time that you are plugged in, that is running in the background of everything. So like the longer you are plugged in to the black box, the more you are getting this directive.
MacPack just
repeating-
speaks aloud and said, like, it's an ultimate Trojan.
Okay.
Tom reaches into his back pocket, his wallet, to a very, well-worn dent. And he's like, I got you, buddy. And
Not
he
that
opens up his
Trojan.
wallet, and he pulls it out. And this thing expired over 800 years ago.
I was going to say some moths fly off it, but the moths are also long dead.
The fossils of moths.
So,
it crumbles to dust.
Um,
Never mind.
Can I RP that? Also, given the fact that I was expecting it a little bit, is it possible for me to RP like the fact that people are around me and I'm speaking like this is a Trojan that is forcing. It's basically the ultimate. What's the word I'm looking for? I can't.
Like a dox
Push
attack?
notification. It's the ultimate push notification.
Yeah. It's like pop-ups.
Yeah, you don't. You can tell that it is telling the system to run a specific program, but you don't have that program.
Nice.
Okay.
You're older
So I'll
than the
mention that
ancient stuff.
I'll say that. No, can I RP that my character says that MacPack says that out loud? They say, it is for trying to force a program, but I can't tell you what the program is unless
What
I
is
run it
that?
myself. And I'm not
System
going to run it
32.
myself. But we've seen what happens. But what this thing does is you connect it to something and it's going to explode. It's going to explode or assimilate and just disconnects and just says like whatever it is, it's going with like a massive force.
Is it like
So,
System
I-
32.dll?
Is MacPack able to determine whether the the devices of like the coding of it is of a known origin or an unknown origin?
Yeah, it's known. It's like it's standard Galactic Alliance.
So, and the thing that
What's the
I say
date
is
on
like
those
this program
files?
is, and I disconnect and I say this program is GA. It's not alien.
So, can you tell how old it was? If it's that out of date.
Yeah, was there any copyright inside the code that says copyright 3046 or something?
And MacPack starts to just cross-reference, try to with data files to see like when was the loss of the ship? Like, is this code coming from the ship itself or is it coming from an external source?
So you narrow the search of the log down to the minute that the code first appears in the file, and you are able to play a captain's log.
Oh,
Ooh,
Captain's log.
play.
My girdle is too tight. Ensign,
Wait, are we in the
Ensign
23rd or
McGillicuddy
24th
hasn't
century?
forgiven me for my advances.
So the so MacPack is able to play the file so everyone can see, and on the screen appears an Un captain with like the like lieutenant bars across its chest. You all recognize this guy as the Un Preshette. He was like a famous war hero. He was highly decorated, and he was given the honor of being the captain of the
the
APEP
APEP.
for Cat Pep. He was a very like knowledgeable strategist. He was like dedicated to his crew, and you see the Preshette in the screen. And for an Un, it looks bored. It's kind of like slumped down off to one side with like a couple of tentacles like propping its chin up. So he's it's just the minute that the signal appeared, so you hear it start halfway through, and Preshet is saying like, so here we are on another unfortuitous patrol of the border. We have been here for 3 weeks. We have seen absolutely no activity of any sort. Our patrol for the night terrors have gone completely unproductively, and then you see someone come up behind him and be like, "Oh, Captain, there is a message from Alliance coming in." And it's like, oh, okay, well, let's run it through. And the second that he says just run it through, you hear the run, 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 and the ship starts to explode. Like comm screens explode out and like burn off the faces of the commanders. You see you hear the sirens of like the ship being under attack. Out of nowhere you hear like the sounds of the engine going from 0 up to warp 28 and just like overloading. You see people screaming, and then you hear the sound of the hull bursting. And that's it.
Oh my god.
There are still some cameras on the ship that are working, and you have a continued feed until the battery in the APEP runs out. So you've got like another like 4 weeks worth of just images of like bodies floating in space. You start to fast forward to see what goes on, and after about a day, something happens where the APEP shimmers and then appears somewhere new. Very much how you feel when the fruit bat uses the neutrino cannon to teleport itself. You see like the ship has changed space, and then after another couple of days, you just see one of those night terror creatures that you saw from your own journey into the Forbidden Zone just kind of like crawl into the hull and start looking around, and then like just start excreting a bit of that unknown material and like building a little nest. And then
God,
it's joined by another one.
they're just
and
cats.
Yay. So
By the time
Well,
the battery of the cameras run out, a lot of the bridge is covered with the strange materials. You see eggs, and you see the night terrors are just kind of like making their home in the bridge.
They were destroyed by someone on our side.
yeah, we did that. In the end, it's always. So, what's the timestamp? How long ago was this?
You remember hearing the news that the APEP was destroyed. It was not that long ago, maybe 3 weeks. So about the length of time that you have battery left.
So I guess that means that like the whole when we're trying to think of like which emperor is the good or bad one, that happened after the one that we've liked so far was imprisoned. Seems like a good while after the one that we liked was imprisoned. So, what do you all think we should do based on this information?
We have a decoder system, so we can see true propaganda broadcasts.
Correct.
If we hook that up to a big enough transmitter, how many people could we get to see this?
Depends on the system that you're in, or how many other systems would piggyback and send the signal somewhere else.
What
if
we did it through their channels?
If you got to a more powerful station than the one on Knotwood, you could conceivably send that signal to everyone in the Galactic Alliance.
That's an option, maybe.
You do know that the chrysalids, they have one of the largest communication centers in the galaxy because they need to be able to communicate with all other chrysalids. So that would be, if you want the biggest, most advanced, you would have to go there.
So I'm just trying to piece out the timeline of events. How long ago does Emperor Riku said that he was stuck in that door?
Riku has been in the door for about 7 years.
7 years. Okay, and this event happened 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And he was still in the door when it happened.
He was...
Because the HAPEP basically disappeared before we unlocked the door somehow.
Yes, the APEP was destroyed before your Riku was released from the door, as far as I recall.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's fine.
It would
We
work
can-
out real nice for me if
Yeah.
the pep was destroyed
Yeah.
while he was still trapped. That's what I'm saying.
Makes it a little less like, my evil Monopoly monocle is showing.
So, I think, regardless of such, like right now, the one that we either have as a hapless idiot, everyone's targeting us, don't seem to be very kind. This is either, I don't know, what do y'all want to do? You want to do the Prince and Proper swap so we can unite the people against the Night Terrors? Or will that, by doing the Prince and Proper swap by effect, be joining the Night Terrors?
We, the way I'm thinking, I mean, enough people know about the new / old emperor that we thought out. Enough people know about him that a subtle switch is probably not possible at this point. Right? We can't just quietly slip him in there and be like, he was him all
We
along.
could, actually,
try.
because the reason we could is because the broadcast being made of the Emperor the entire time has been our
Looks like him,
Emperor's
yeah.
face.
So your
And
average
the
plebiscite.
actual one in charge right now is not that Emperor. And
It's a
so it's
deepfake.
in that regard, it's kind of logical to assume that that's the one that they like, because if it's the one that the people like, then if they liked the real one, why would they be using the one that we have as a face? And the one that we have kind of owes us a little bit, at least. And
I mean,
we've
we
got
got
some
him out.
dibs, so I say let's go with that. And we should check with the Emperor to see what they want to do before
Yeah.
we be like, hey, let's go swap them out,
Yeah.
because it's not like we're gonna go up to the Emperor
Well,
and just put them in
we
a
need
net
to show
and
the
bring them
emperor
over.
this. And I point to the video thing that you just showed us, and I'm assuming we have a copy of it that's not going to explode everyone's brains. Now that you've
Yes.
scanned it twice,
no-
okay, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you were able to make a copy of the
Screen
black box
capture.
that does not
Screen
have
capture.
the run protocol as part of it. You're able to remove.
System 32.
Any key.
Hmm.
Where's the any key?
Sorry, just had to.
That's whom MacBack channeled to get through the run key.
It's so
It's just
old.
by channeling to be like, oh, I'll just go by Homer because that allows me to like, wait, what am I watching?
You
It's
lit
like,
the Iliad.
Start. Huh?
Good
All right, what are
TV.
you getting at?
All right, so you luckily you know that the Emperor is at like a war council. Like all of the of his high command are in the area because they have just liberated the entire moon of Knotwood from the governor. And they are making plans. They are figuring out their next step. They are allocating resources, and they
My
are trying
call
to figure
sign
out.
is Maverick. No, my call sign is Maverick.
You can't all be Maverick. You're Mr. Pink.
I don't want to be Mr. Pink.
I want to be Mr. Purple.
There is no Mr. Purple.
How many
There is
assholes we
now.
got on this ship anyhow?
Yo!
All right,
So
let's go to the
you,
War
head
Council,
up.
and actually, let's just kick in the door, and I'm just gonna get everyone's attention, and be like, everybody, listen up. Macback, they need to see this.
And then we're gonna show the 4 weeks without any puzzle afterwards.
We're gonna need some slushies, a protein shake, and a bunch of caffeine.
Like a paranormal activity movie, like
Macpack
it's
looks
like
at Tom like,
nothing
what?
happening.
Macpack looks at Tom like, what? You want me to edit it on the fly?
Just fast
It's
forward
asking
this
a lot, but
bit. No,
alright,
show this
here
part.
we go.
All right, so you go into the room and you show the video, and everyone
MacPack
is
also, just to like put copyright a little bit. But to grant you your greatest wish, a world without sin.
So you show the oh yeah, did I steal that? Oh well, I'm lazy.
Oh, I didn't
Uh,
even. Okay,
The best stories are stolen.
continuing on.
Even Shakespeare stole his stuff.
Yeah.
Absolutely, we all do.
You show the video, and everyone is confused and aghast. Everyone's trying to figure out mostly
What
what
happened?
what from the run protocol made the entire ship explode, and it also appears that the explosion came from, the Galactic
Inside.
Alliance, and the Night Terrors. You've got 3 weeks of them just casually building nests and not marauding, not being war criminals, not attack. Like, they don't even attack each other in any real way. At one point, you see one of the corpses floating through space, and one of the Night Terrors kind of like grabs it and like takes a little nibble, and then like and then just kind of lets the body keep floating.
They don't even
Interesting.
finish their food.
They don't care about
Okay,
us.
that
These aren't
convinced
terrorists.
me.
These aren't
So-
terrorists.
I think I see one that is trying to cremate someone and then bury it with respect and prayer. Huh?
Huh.
It's not them. It's us.
We're
One has
the Night
a melon
Terrors.
hat. What the hell?
So why are we doing this?
So
age-old
so
question.
Riku kind of like slams his fist down on the tables, and he's like, "We gotta figure out what the run protocol does, and we gotta figure out how to stop it from killing all of us."
Where else is the
Looking for
run
ideas.
protocol? Where else is the run protocol embedded?
As far as you know, you got it from the black box, which caused the ship to explode. And then you used the hack bot to check it, which caused the like top of the line, very like cutting edge technology hack bot that exploded.
That's true.
Where else? So, where else is this code right now?
Well, that's the thing.
There's
it
some
could be a weapon.
Lock it down
it's
everywhere. Don't let it go anywhere else.
So I believe it's
Right now.
on MacPack, and it's also in the Fruit Bat.
No, it was in the little thing, wasn't it? The little ship, or was it the fruit bat?
I think it was the Fruit Bat, because the other
Right.
you purposefully
Destroy
jettisoned
Destroyed it,
the mango.
We did. So we just need.
Yeah,
to
so
make sure that
MacPack, like,
this code.
yeah, you have it in you right now. It's not affecting in any way.
Can we
Like,
like?
So-
can you check if
cut it out.
the fruit bat has a program that's actually would run the program? Basically, are we safe with the fruit bat?
Yeah, like the Fruit Bat has the run going in it,
And-
and it's just kind of going in a loop. It's not finding whatever subsystem that it's supposed to connect to.
Well, the fruit bat
So,
has been basically
MacPack.
out of commission for updates since Riku went down, presumably.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's like at least 7 years.
The
So
MacPack
it's got to be
looks
done within the
kind of
last 7.
sullen.
If we can find
at
out the
this
source of this
moment.
code, we could figure out exactly who murdered the Apep.
MacPack gets very sullen at the the moment, just thinking that understanding what's going through them and knowing that it's not going to affect them as long as I don't absorb anything newer. As long as I don't whatever it is right now is just sitting there and being okay, just like the fruit bat.
You've got a digitally transmitted disease. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. DDT.
We're gonna need some antibiotics.
And the worst part is like it's literally explosive. So MacPack's trying to figure out what to do, but clearly is not in a good mood. At the moment, at least is happy to have not blown up, to have been able to understand it, but at the same time, well, this code itself, as Tom said, is communicated to everyone else just via screenshots as opposed to actual code. Because like anything benign, because this needs to be locked down above all things.
Can we use the code, reverse engineer it, and actually use it at our advantage? Because the GA will have up-to-date chips. So we are basically immune to that system. They are not.
No, part of MacPack is counting on that. The other part really doesn't want it to be true.
Are you so the Riku looks over at you and is like, are you suggesting that we use this murder code on Galactic Alliance ships?
I mean, it'd
I
probably
don't
be better not
I don't
to.
think anyone should use this code ever. I think it should be destroyed.
It's just that that's probably not the source. The source is probably somewhere in the GA office or the security system. You should be around there.
That's true. That's worth considering.
Like, because they
It
have
must
to
have come from
transmit
somewhere.
it from somewhere. It has to be transmitted from somewhere. It didn't run
You're
inside
right.
the ship,
Which
from what
means
I understood.
at least one
We have
GA
to make
system
sure it
is
never
new.
gets. Yeah, we have to kill the source.
But I'm saying that we could use it in really strategic points to do the least damage. But like if we have a moment like the resistance or like the pressure point, and we can just use that to us pierce through and then be able to eradicate the source.
Hopefully, the first thing, my first priority is eradicate the source so that this code doesn't go anywhere else again, because we know what happens when it does.
Yeah.
So, but aside from that,
So Riku looks over at one of his generals, and how many ships do we have from the overtake? The general's like, 15, I think. He's like, take. I don't want to run the risk of driving, like of flying our ships into a place where we can receive a communication that will destroy the ship. So we need to run some tests. So he tells the general to gather each different model of ship that they have access to. So they have ships that were like decommissioned but are still being used by the freedom fighters, all the way up to the Galactic Alliance fighters that were delivered a month ago specifically to update their regime. And the Emperor's plan is to give each of these ships the code to see how they react.
Yeah, but maybe be really careful with that. Maybe just look for the checksum. Don't actually We don't want to
That's a good point. we can take out key components that can access the file. So
Wait,
he gets
just have
the
have them run the code through through an off-network server, just like a tiny little computer, as opposed to something capable of understanding it, perhaps based on the feedback that I've given them. But
Nothing
like something
newer
that's not connected to any mainframe or anything that can do any harm.
Mm,
So if it but disconnected from any network.
what we need to do is find out how the code affects the individual ships. So basically,
Barring that, we
he-
could also just stop them from receiving radio transmissions, like on those
be very
frequencies.
We
difficult
don't.
to-
They
But we
put
can
this
talk to
on
them, too.
all of the ships to see what happened, and bad things happen. The point is, like, it seems like we should not. We should try to like keep individual ships from being, hey, let's see what happens when we plug it into our main ships. Okay,
Hmm.
if you're
And
gonna run it,
I think we can assume
offload it.
anything
Because
newer.
if you do it all on a ship, it kind of sounds like the universe might end.
We could do it on anything older than 7 years is probably immune. At least our ship was. And then any of the
Good point.
newer ships, we have to be very careful how they engage.
So Riku looks to like another one of his generals, like, find your best engineers and pick a random warship and dismantle it to its every nut and bolt, and tell me if you find anything strange. And like a bunch of guys get up and just go running.
All right, you hop to it, Maverick.
In the
I'm all
meantime,
Maverick.
Hours later.
I think we need to talk to the Emperor and to be like our Emperor and be like, dude, what the fuck? We need more info.
Info on what? This
First-
is. I have no idea what this is.
Sorry,
Also-
I thought it would take us a little while to get
Um,
there. Like, so what is it with between you and your sibling? Like, what happened? Why are we here? What is
Yeah.
the nature of what's going on, and why the shit were you in there again? And in case we forgot, give us a recap, if you please. We've been through a lot.
Also, what do you think your brother would like to do with a shit ton of fuel in the section?
So Riku takes a moment and he collects himself, and he's like, I never wanted to be emperor. I wanted to help people and make the world a better place. And there is a huge spider just running everywhere in my room. Sorry.
That's okay. I was like, I don't understand it.
We can
but
we
you
can
could
take a
say
break for you to
anything,
sort that out.
Emperor.
Yeah.
Your charismatic is. Tom's just sitting there with hearts
just-
in his eyes.
I
I see
I
why.
never
they
You
wanted to
want
be
to take care of that?
Yeah, go
I
murder.
just wanted.
Go
I
commit a
wanted to
murder.
Just go away. And he's like, my brother was always the political one. My brother was always had the gears within gears, whereas I was just doing what I felt was right. He wanted me to use my power to get more power, and I was always just happy to use my power to help people make the world a better place. And that's what I did. That's how I became emperor, was just by trying to do the right thing. The reason that I had taken the Crusader 3, the fruit bat, the reason that I was in that ship was because my daughter was the captain of a ship that tried to pierce the Great Barrier, and her ship exploded. Her ship was lost, and I needed to know what she died for. So we developed the technology for the transportation. We put resources into it, and while I was working on that project, I let my brother do more of the
Managing.
leading. I never thought that he would go this far. And when I stepped through the door, that's when he must have taken over completely. So I was frozen, and he was in control, and I guess he used my face to tell the people new things. As for why he is putting quasar fuel at the edge of the barrier, my only assumption is that he is using the fuel there to also use the same technology to transport ships that he's destroyed into the barrier so that he can blame their destruction on the Night Terrors. If a ship vanishes, people are concerned, but if a ship is destroyed by an enemy that you are at war with, that makes more sense. And if there's no evidence because nothing escapes from the zone, then I can't believe that he would purposefully do these things.
It's heavy.
Yeah, family sucks sometimes.
Okay, so what are we gonna do with all this?
So, are you the only one who knows about the technology? Well, I guess your brother, one of the few people that knows about this technology of neutrinos teleportation, to say?
There were a few other engineers and crew. I looked them up after I was unfrozen, and all of them. I should have put more together, but it looks like all the ones that I could find were were involved in various accidents over the last 7 years. Originally I had thought it was just bad luck or like the curse of the neutrino transporter, but now I'm starting to think that he was covering his tracks to erase the existence of this technology so that he could control it more.
Okay.
As a side note, one of Vanessa's teachers was exploded and also was probably one of the people to work on the neutrino technology.
Oh, it just got
yeah. That was a
personal.
big motivation of Vanessa.
It's a shame they're in the salt mines.
Isn't it just?
Hey, can I just ask a quick question? So this neutrino thingy, if you've got one, how did we get back? Like, could we presumably figure out a way to bring that IPEP back here?
Yes, it would take a monstrous amount of fuel.
But they have that. It's waiting
That's
at the
true.
entrance. We just need the targeted coordinates, and it could just bloop and pull it back. Because here's
We could
another
definitely take-
wild idea. They want a war with the Night Terrors? Maybe we give them the Night Terrors. I mean,
Okay,
just
I'm
the
here
fear
and
of
hearing
that
all of this,
alone
and I'm kind of on board with
would
whatever
probably
Tom's saying
make
right
a
now.
lot
So I might be
of
crazy.
GAs be like, what the abandoned ship? And that might be enough chaos that we could either get to a broadcast station and beam out the truth, Or Prince Popper.
Okay, so the first step of that would be to take over the station with the railgun pointed at the barrier, and once you do that, you can more or less have your pick of ships in the graveyard there.
Ooh, there's enough fuel there as well that if we could bring the pet back and cause that distraction, we could maybe use the fuel to blip our ship to like the homeworld or something.
What does Riku think
Behind
of our
the-
plan?
Behind the like any blockades or anything.
Yeah, there's enough fuel there. You could probably take the corpse of the Apep plus whatever else you wanted.
Could you imagine if the Nightcrawler infested Ipep showed up in orbit over the homeworld? That would be amazing. I mean, besides all the stampedes and murder.
Mm.
Oh, but there's a problem with that. That system is filled to the brim with the run, run, run. So if they
Oh
scan
yeah,
that-
they must have it's basically a fail-safe switch. That if they are not happy with something, they just turn on the switch and
No,
it's...
but the APEP is already filled with it.
Yeah, that's what.
So
yeah,
if it
that's true.
comes here and someone interfaces with it, it'll be loose.
Unless they explode.
Unless they explode.
Yeah, basically the way the run code works is if you get it, you explode, and if you don't explode, you just kind of have it in you, but you don't necessarily transmit it further.
Okay.
Like MacPack is not currently like radiating the run. If they interfaced with something and sent the code, it would transfer to the next thing. But they can also choose not to move that. Basically, it's like an STD that you can choose whether or not to infect somebody with.
I see.
It's a very polite syphilis.
All right, polite
Well,
syphilis.
I do have that. I think it's AIDS work like that. There's some people that are immune to it because AIDS doesn't have the receptor to go into the cell.
Mm.
So you have it in your body, but it cannot go inside your cell, so it does nothing.
Mm.
You just have it in you, but you're immune to it.
Yeah, so MacPack is immune, and they can transmit it if they so choose. And if they don't have to.
All right. Huh.
And MacPack, I apologize for saying you have space syphilis.
I mean, come on. There's no shame. It could happen to anybody.
Yeah, that's why I'm having space popcorn. Consolation. So just apparently I've contracted space something, but it's also I don't know how it will like. So if I try to pick up another technology newer than me, because my typical thing is to absorb other
Are
technologies.
you done with those chips? Microchips? I'll just...
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
If they're newer, does that mean I'm gonna blow up?
You can choose not to send the code into that particular piece.
I was
Okay, cool.
actually
It may
thinking-
get confusing for your CPU eventually, but
What about this? I was gonna save this for later, but MacPack, when you give a program to your little part of you that breaks off, could you just give all the code to that thing? And then it's just this little bomb running around.
Kind of could.
Yeah.
That kind of tracks with the logic of the character that I created. Yes. I'd have to ask the GM, but
yeah, I would
Yes,
let you
that
have
literally scans.
a little.
I could send it off as being like, "Here's the thing, go off and blow up somewhere."
Yeah, your polite syphilis bomb probe.
Probe. Okay. Well, it seems that we have a polite syphilis bomb probe. I might not have to
I mean,
die.
As far as episode titles go, there are worse ones.
All the people in China
Yeah,
will be like,
let's call it
"Great
this one:
syphilis."
polite syphilis bomb probe.
Bomb probe? What is this? Yeah. So,
Well, maybe
So-
for the next episode, because we're just planning it right now.
So you're
Probing for solutions.
So the plans that you have percolating, you've got Prince and Pauper. You've got go to the Great Barrier and take over the railgun to bring back the corpse of the Apep.
But the
Those are
railgun,
the
I'm
two.
sure has so many people inside. They must be
that's
huge.
gonna be hard. But we
Well,
have
you
We
to
also
also have an
have-
entire village of Knotwood. I'm thinking.
Well,
is there
technically,
a
you
way
have
that
the
we can
whole
do
moon
both?
of Knotwood.
and a bunch of
Yeah.
ships.
So, and a bunch of ships.
And we
That's true. We're not alone anymore.
It would be absolute insanity to try try this. I'm sure they're not expecting it.
The last recording I had was just the village before the planet. We already had a population of 350, 48 disintegration pistols, 10 plasma swords, 5 gravitron hammers, and that was before we picked up everything from the last windfall.
And
So
now
what I
you
mean to
have
say is-
a planet, or a millions of people are on Knotwood. A fair chunk of them are very loyal to the Emperor. There are ships, there are guns, there is a training facility.
I think it's Principer.
If
It's pronounced Principer. Sorry, go ahead.
I have lost track of what I was saying.
Damn
you
it,
basically
I'm
have you do have a, as far as armies go, you have a very small army where you are. As far as like what you are used to, you have a shit ton of people.
So we could
Like,
try to.
you
accomplish
wouldn't want to
two
take
things.
over a planet, but you could probably take over a station.
Well then,
Let's take over that station.
and then use that to beam us somewhere and spread the truth, and simultaneously confront the Emperor with his brother in arms and take them down. That's all I
All
got.
right.
Make it happen,
So,
Maverick.
So the fruit bat is loaded up with Quasar, back to 100%. You also get another 7 torpedoes, and the Emperor does not know if the station has access to the run protocol, so does not want to send anyone to their definite
enough.
death. But there are 3 ships that are old enough that they shouldn't be affected by the protocol.
So do we want to take over the station or destroy it?
I mean, I'd like to take it over, because then we could get the option of beaming back the actual corpse of the Apep.
Okay. Just wanted to check.
If we have to, we
Sa-
can destroy it. But they built this thing for
It
a
says
reason, and it's
it
not.
says the droid with the ability to upload a virus into something that will make it blow up. Just wanted to check to see whether or not you wanted me to make this blow up.
All right. I think that's a good start. Do we want to be trying to do something else at the same time, or should we just focus on?
How much money do we have?
That's a good question.
I can answer that. One sec. Still chewing.
Because
Also, can we also simultaneously do the Prince and the Pauper thing? Because it would be really
We need to
nice to
know
be able
where
to
he
swap out
is.
everything.
Yeah, clean swap.
It's
That's
a
true.
party.
A lot less blood if we can do a swap.
But currently we have, after all expenses and all current purchases, including cloaking device and setup, because there were no additional expenses, we have 18,570 credits.
Okay, hear me out. Because I think we should upgrade the EMP generator to have a small bonus so
Can we do that?
I could. Yeah, we can. If they have the piece, we can buy a more sophisticated EMP that add either a +1 or +2, something like that.
Mhm.
So since I already became pretty proficient with it, it would make it more reliable. And we want to first like shut that down so that we can either infiltrate them easier. And I think that EMP is a way to go for that.
Hmm. Let me just pull up my rule book. My computer is super slow, so please bear with me.
This is a good time to mention internet if you're
Because
interested
I
in
know
playing this
there's
game.
like
We've been
weapons that gives bonuses that you can buy, like upgraded version.
And you can do the same thing for ship components.
Yeah, it costs $3,000 more.
Oh.
Instead of being 500, it's like 3,000 for a +2.
What
No,
we can do that on.
+1 for a +2, it's 9,000.
The
Wait,
benefit
we
of
can
being-
do that for how many components?
If you have
As many as you want.
18,000, we can do it for 2. Or
+2
if we
to
take
2
the +1, then we can upgrade either like a laser or upgrade which one could be useful in this situation. I guess maybe torpedo launcher?
Well, I could hack that. We have 12 torpedoes. I've got D10 on torps right now. I still have 1 pip to spend, but to be fair, I already spent it. I already have my D12 for devices. So, and I can't put my torps higher, but I have a D10 in torps.
Ideally,
Philip has a D10 in EMP.
Yeah.
Tom has a D12 in lasers.
Yeah, and a D10 in
And we've
guile.
got Philip with a D10 also in neutrino. And Vanessa's the one with the D10 +2 in neutrino.
The issue with upgrading the neutrino is you would have to, I guess you could buy a second neutrino and have the one that's the teleporter
yeah.
and then the one that's whatever.
Could we? What do you guys think about this? We approach the big station ahead of the rest of our fleet. No, they'll recognize us, won't they?
Yeah, you were just there. They thought you exploded randomly.
Right. But if we could somehow beam a person
Hi.
on board, then we might be able to take them over from the inside with like a... They're not going to expect that.
Yeah.
And then we could maybe take them over from the inside, or at least make it easier for our ships to dock without getting blasted to smithereens.
Mm-hmm. And you do have a cloaking device, which should make that at least somewhat easier.
Right, so we could get close, beam our squad in, take out a vital component for their defense, and then our ally ships arrive to help us secure the station.
So how does a cloak roll work again? I didn't
It's a
record it, and I only
D4.
have one hand because of popcorn.
So when you turn it on, you roll a d4, and then when the enemy does a sensor sweep, if they roll under your roll, they just don't see you.
Okay, so that no way we can upgrade that, huh?
But it also I feel like it's more of, so say you're fighting a ship that has 3 crew. One of you can go, I'm going to turn on the cloak device, and then you're invisible unless the other ship uses one of their actions to roll sensors. So it's kind of like a way of, I am removing one of the enemy's turns At worst case scenario, one less person can act. Best case scenario, they don't know I'm here. Worst case scenario, I'm getting shot twice instead of 3 times.
All right. If we go
Philip
at this
did
station-
mention that
Sorry,
we
go
should
ahead.
still upgrade. Do we
Yeah.
want to?
Hmm.
I know it's getting late too. I'm wondering if this
Yes.
series is just going to end up being the planning episode, but like, what we do have money to spend on upgrades. What kind of upgrades do we want, and what is the mission going to entail us? Like, we can't upgrade our cloak. We can upgrade our weapons a little bit. We can upgrade our we can upgrade. I don't know how it works with the defensive aspects, but do we want to spend this money?
I say,
Do we not want to?
Let's not. What are we gonna take it with us? So let's upgrade the EMP like you said, 2 pips. That's 9 grand, and then we can do another system or 2, depending on how we want.
Yeah, we don't have to do a
Yes.
plus 12.
Maverick,
plus 2.
get on it.
Just a plus 1.
If you do the +1, it's going to be 3,020 credits.
Okay. I'm just gonna write that down.
In the meantime,
Well,
I could
okay.
use some help trying to figure this out and brainstorm. What if we do coast in by warp or by cloak or something like that, and then beam ourselves onto the station in order to get that element of surprise? What system should we take down on their systems to allow our ships a better chance of helping us take over? I'm just spitballing here.
Riku would definitely suggest communication, so they can't call for help,
Yeah.
and sensors. Would
Communications
also
and
be very
sensors.
useful.
Yeah. That's a good call.
Weapons next.
Okay. And interrupt their command structure as well if we can. But we can only do a handful of people on our little teleporty. And
Yeah.
we
It would
might
basically be
appear
PCs.
inside the bulkheads. just a little.
yeah.
That would be my suggestion anyway. Beam into their comm station hub main antenna or something.
And we want to keep the station after everything's all said and done, yes? Okay.
Also, if we disable their comms, then I guess they couldn't send out their death signal.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
Or
for
receive one.
me to is precise, like, I want to turn off something with the EMP, I have to roll 9+. That's why I'm asking for
Yeah,
having
do it.
EMP a plus, because it gives me, I have a D10, so it brings me from like 20% to a little bit more with the +1.
Yep. I've got it down. EMP is now +1 for anyone who uses it.
+1? Okay.
All right. Do we have enough?
You
of a
gonna
plan,
do anything else?
to pull the trigger on this prep, and how many days?
You already have way more of a plan than you guys do.
Yeah, I know that's not gonna last
Right.
long. We'll just start and suddenly be like, "Ooh, squirrel!"
We should get some armor, because if we go inside, there's gonna be people, and we need to have some armor if we
Yeah, I
don't wanna
believe
go down.
none of you have any armor.
Oh,
Yeah,
we
exactly.
should get that. Does it take a special skill to do, or you just strap it on and run around?
You can strap it on. There is a skill for armor, but all that does is just make your armor work better. Like, anyone can wear armor, but certain people know how to wear it better. Like a blast
Can-
vest.
Sorry, can MacPack wear armor? Because it feels like MacPack shouldn't be able to wear armor. They're weird. looking.
Basically,
They don't have armor.
Yeah, you would like just kind of strap chunks
Well-
in various. You would put in chunks of reinforced stuff in various places to protect the most of you.
Is that
Okay.
the
Well,
kitchen
so
cutting
then
board
our-
on your chest?
There's an armor that's called improvised piece of hull, so you just like a chunk of metal and stack it on, and you have like, yeah, you have a tile of metal in front of you to protect
So
you.
is
Yeah.
armor deflect?
So there are 3 defensive skills. There's dodge, deflect, armor.
Okay.
And armor means that you know how to wear armor better than people who don't have the armor skill. Anyone can wear armor, but those who have the armor skill are able to use the armor to its best ability. So since none of you have the armor skill, you can still wear armor and get the hit point bonus, but you're just not going to get any extra benefit from it.
All right, let's strap that
Good
stuff on. Montage as we're clipping
you can-
pelts and clipping little
Yeah, you can
things.
buy a
We need a
suit of
montage.
Nice.
So a blast vest and helmet is 310 credits and gives you 2 extra hit points.
I'm just gonna take it off of Maverick.
And what about
Give
the
me that.
EVA suits?
Oh, that's if you want to go like out in space. If you want to do those,
But
yeah,
they
EVA
work
suits.
inside too, right?
Yeah.
They're just more expensive. That's the thing. But I don't think we have to worry much about.
Oh yeah, they're pretty comparable. Yeah, actually they're the same price. So you can get EVA suits with like 2 hit points, and that will also give you like mag boots and a jetpack.
Yeah, let's do that.
That sounds like a good bit because we're talking about I think we're at end of game, and we've got, even after we spent the thing for the +1 on the EMP torpedoes, we still have 15,550 credits.
So,
so-
for 1,000 credits, I can get you 3 advanced EVA suits. So
Yeet.
plus 2 hit points.
You don't need. I only need the armor. I don't need the ventilation.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well,
But
still for the same price.
jetpack.
Yeah,
Okay.
the same price. Yeah.
What's the same price? How? That's right.
Yeah.
What's the price?
So 1,000 for 3 suits.
Sweat.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
So you're all
So we
up
all
2 hit
have
points.
+2.
Nice.
Cool.
So now that's 6. That's way better than before.
And everybody has. No, this isn't a formula. Excel just.
All right,
I can't put a plus sign at the beginning of something. I
I'm
have to
gonna
actually
see
write
about-
the word plus because Excel will be like, "Do you mean this?" No, I don't. I just want to say +2 hit points.
I'm gonna
and
bring.
they have EVA capability, right?
I'm gonna get a whiskey bottle prepared up from our ship, like a full thing, and kind of clean it up, make sure it's nice and clean. Put the lid on, make it look like it's a store bottle, like a nice one. And I'm gonna bring that to Riku and just be like, I'll give it over. And I'm like, you once like this. You're probably missing it right now.
You are correct. He
And I'll
takes
pour-
it. And...
I'll kind of insist on getting a glass of it. I'll have brought 2 glasses. And
Only 2? He motions to Philip.
oh yeah, I'll bring it for everybody. A glass for
Okay.
everybody. And I'm gonna raise a glass and say, if it's not too much, what was your daughter's name?
Annabelle.
Cheers to Annabelle. May the truth be out.
Should we just get an extra suit of armor in case someone else wake up in the ship? Would
Yeah.
Yeah, just in case.
How much does that cost? So
Another.
we'll say-
Yeah, let's say another.
Let's go with-
another 310.
Okay. Minus 13. Yeah.
So you still have a fair chunk of money left.
you want to put good faith to be like minus 1500, and we have two extra sets of armor?
Sure.
Okay. Minus 1500. We have 5 sets of armor.
Nice. All right, so we're kitted
We
up.
are wearing.
Are we doing this right now?
No, it is 11 o'clock. As much as I would love to go till late in the night, I work tomorrow.
Yeah, fair.
But
with
I
that.
have nothing planned for next Thursday, so hopefully next Thursday we can meet up and you guys can get murdered by space monsters. I mean, sorry, take over a space probe.
I mean, humans really are the space monsters. Let's be honest.
Mm.
Right before this, without thinking about it, I literally was watching Aliens.
Good movie. Good
But
movie.
To be fair, I watch Alien and Aliens very, very often. Alien is probably one of my all-time favorite movies. It is definitely one of my all-time favorite movies. I don't know if I could say it's my all-time favorite movie because there are so many other genres.
Yeah,
but
and we talked about this last time. Alien and Aliens, both fantastic for very different reasons. What was the name of the actor? Paul.
Reiser?
That's it. Thank you. So good as like this schmarmy culprit.
When he went to see the premiere, he brought his sister and his mother, and they
were happy when he died.
When he died, his mother just went, "Good."
That is a sign of a good actor, though.
That's a phenomenal.
Because at least if your mom already loved you, and then wanted that, then that's a sign of a good actor. If not, then it's typecasting.
Well,
but goddamn, good on. And Mad About You, I saw Mad About You after that, which
that would be a trip.
Define.
You're just expecting him to turn on Helen Hunt at any minute. The whole series. You're just like, when is it happening?
So when Aliens came out, I was 8 years old, and I saw like the City TV release when it came out, and that episode, like that version, had more scenes than the theatrical release did, because James Cameron got to inject like some stuff that was cut from the theatrical bit, which is phenomenal. It's one of the, if you're ever interested, just looking it up, it's very interesting to see like the cable release of Aliens had more stuff to it. This had different scenes. It was trimmed, but there were different scenes that were not in the theatrical cut.
That's cool.
I guess. And
oh, go ahead.
So when I forget what I was saying about that, but yeah, it is awesome. But I saw that in '86. I was 8 years old. I saw that like when I was about 10 years old, and then right after that, I saw Mad About You. I'm like, oh, this is what acting is. So Paul Reiser taught me about acting. In a way, be like, oh, this is the difference between character and person.
Yeah, I really wish
you
we
play
Paul
one
Reiser.
thing and another thing.
What?
Right?
That's not possible. That's impossible.
Well, all of Prince Joffrey's fans would agree, yes.
Well, everybody, I guess, is that a wrap for tonight?
I guess.
Yeah, let's go to bed early and have some sweet dreams about impending doom.
Oh,
right,
yes.
so-
To me, sounds good.
I still have 1 pip to spend. We are at 12 torpedoes. Max Quasar fuel. I assume that we are repaired our 1 hit point loss in the fruit bats at 5. We have 5 sets of armor plus 2 hit points that are to all of us, and they are EVA capable.
Partridge in a pear.
It's in a pear tree. Yes, and we are down. I'll give you the
I'm
figures
sorry
later.
there was no action in this game, but I feel like
This
you got
was
a lot
fun.
of
It was a big
It was
lord
interesting.
reveal Like, that's a pretty
Yeah.
big twist. The fact that that was why we went. We went to find out if these night terrors were really bad or not, and the answer is they're basically raccoons.
And we're the bad guys.
Oh yeah.
We're always the bad guys.
Well, we know that the GA were bad, but we're not part of the GA, so it's not the same.
We're gonna take it
There
over,
were-
and we'll be the AG.
So we've completed
Alliance
2 out of
Galactica.
our 3 first major objectives. We found proof of the night terrors, and we found that they're not terrors. They're just kind of like the bugs that come out at night and just want to like eat
They're
your
like
sweat.
the spiders on Devin's walls.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
It's
uh,
hiding now, so I'm okay.
so we've accomplished that. The next one was restoring Knotwood. We've done that. Contacting alien allies. We have not done that. Queen of the Chrysalids, Wrathhead.
Yeah, we could try to rally that, but
It depends, but it sounds like we're not looking to
You
fight
might not
night
need to.
terrors. We just kind of want to overthrow the GA government,
and
which
really
is
just that
kinda
one
easy.
guy.
we're
Well,
destroying the elective government. It's
It
just change
gives
a
us-
1 to a 0.
It gives us even 1 munition more because we have tangible proof with the corpse of the APEP of the thing going wrong, so it would be easier to convince the other leaders to help.
All right. Well, we're almost there. Almost.
Almost.
there. I need that sound
Almost
effect.
there.
I've hunted for that. I'm gonna have to actually make that sound clip.
You know what
Sadly.
impacted on the
Use the
surface.
force,
Yeah.
Tom. Let go, Tom.
Okay, of course. All right. Always fun to see you, everybody.
Indeed. Till next time.
Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.
All right, I'm gonna stop that.
Bye.
Bye, bye, everybody.
Bye.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately. Who is your daddy, and what does he do?
systems functional.